Well, Chris Ockley, Missouri track fanatic and running junkie with Zach Herriott, the Kansas City native and former state champ for Rockhurst, and now a fifth-year senior for Virginia University, headed to run his fourth NCAA cross-country championships. And before we get to that, Zach, tell me, like you mentioned just a minute ago, that you talked recently to Coach Michael Dierks at Rockhurst, and this is kind of your final of 9 years of cross-country running, but tell me what it was like hearing and seeing about the Rockhurst boys pulling off and bringing home their first state title in cross-country.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I've been following them a little bit throughout the year. It's been a little bit up and down for them, and I've been in touch with Coach Dierks for as long as I've been in college. So it was cool to talk to him last night. That was the first time I talked to him since they had won. But it's just cool to kind of see his plan, really taking shape, because it went from when I was there just being happy to qualify to make state to, by the time we were gone, it was kind of, all right, the expectation now is we're going to go get a trophy every year. And now, obviously, this group that's come in that he's been coaching, they've raised the bar even higher. So it's just cool to see that, kids are buying into this process and that, the program's still growing every year. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. Well, and it was a squeaker too, boy. With Rockhurst, Rockbridge, and Lafayette, it was they just pulled one out by real close margin. It was fun to watch. So
yeah.
But well, you're having another solid cross country season, posting some fast times and doing well, and another all ACC honor, 12th at ACC's 23:30. 8K, and then at the region meet last week, you go 9th for, is that what, all region number 4 for you, or 3?
That's 4. I was 4 for 4 in college, 4. So.
Yeah. Redshirted your freshman year to Oklahoma and transferred to Virginia, and have just been tearing it up, 4 for 4, so consistent. And tell me about remind me what the national team finishes have been. Do you remember those off the top of your head?
I can be close. So I think the first year we were 13th, and then the last 2 years have been kind of down for us. I think we were 16th 2 years ago, and then 18th last year. So both of those finishes were on the lower end of our expectations. So whereas that 13th place finish my first year, that was a really good day for us for what we had at the time. So our goal every year has just to be top 10. I think our best finish in program history is 9th. So obviously we'd like to beat that. And we're not the deepest team that we've had since I've been here, but I do think we are the best. We're definitely the best 1 through 4. So I think we're definitely in a good position to be tracking that top 10 as long as everyone, runs how they can. Right.
And I know it was a strong region, and a couple of teams that surprised that they didn't get a large burst for me. I think in Furman and Eastern Kentucky would get in, and it looks like they didn't from what I'm seeing here. But another second place finish team-wise at conference to get you in that nationals. I think you're currently ranked 21st. Tell me just how you happy with the way your season's played out, and with the way things have gone, and feel like you're ready to post your best finish ever, or individual-wise?
Yeah, so kind of coming into the season, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I had a rough cross season a year ago. Then, I took a little time off, and I came back and had a really strong indoor track season. Then I got a stress fracture in my heel in February, so I didn't run until, I guess, May or so. I took a while off for that. So coming into the cross season, I really wasn't sure what to expect, because I had never been sidelined with an injury for that long. So, there's always a little bit of nervousness if if I've lost what I had, especially since I was running a lot of PRs indoors. So I just wasn't really sure what to expect. So, and obviously Coach Watson knew that going into the season, so we made sure my training was, I guess, adjusted for that. So, he eased me in, and it's just been a really good progression throughout the season. I think from the beginning, workouts kind of went a little bit better than I was expecting them to, having not worked out from, I guess, February till August, September. But obviously the bigger thing was learning how to race again. So the first race was a little tough. Second race got a little bit better. Third race was ACCs. That's where I felt things started to click, but there was still a piece missing. And then this past weekend at regionals, I feel like it finally all came together, which I kind of expected because we always run better over 10K anyways. So, it's just been a good positive trend for me and for the team, really. We all are more 10K runners, and I think that kind of showed at regionals. So we normally tend to outperform our 8K performances during the year, so hopefully we can do that again this weekend.
Right. Yeah, talking about on the track, a year and a half ago, almost busted that 29-minute barrier, going 29:08 for 10K, and then, like you said, you were running great last indoor season when you busted the 14-minute barrier for 5K, going 13:57. And then just to remind people, even just as a freshman, your redshirt freshman in 2013, you went 93rd at nationals in cross country, and then the year later as a redshirt sophomore, 81st, and didn't have the race you wanted. I'm sure last year is 171st. But what do you think individually? What's the goal heading in tomorrow? Where do you want to be for your last college cross country race? What's the goal for that?
Yeah, I think the goal is pretty simple for me and our whole top four. We're all shooting for that top 40 All-American spot. So in the past, we've kind of overthought it a little bit and maybe try to overmanage the race. So we'd go into it being like, well, let's go out in 80th or let's go out in 70th and then see if we can work up. And it's a little too much to try and manage in a race filled with, 250 good runners. So this year one of our main focuses has been getting out of every race really hard. So we're in a good position from the start. So, that's what we're going to try and do this weekend. We're going to try and go out, put our pack of four in the top 30 to 40 and just hang out there. I think we're all good enough to do it. Personally, I've run NCAAs enough, and I've made enough tactical mistakes in that race to know that that's what it takes. So I think we're all good enough to do it. It's just going to be a matter of trying to stick together for as long as we can and pulling each other through.
Do you practice at all, trying to, like, maybe in practice or workouts that, because, we talk about getting out fast and getting good position, then it's almost like you kind of want to shut down your brain or shut down and just relax and until the race really starts to move. Is that at all something you should think about or try to work on, or at least mentally try to play out that game plan?
Yeah, so it's something that's definitely always in our heads, whether that's before a race, coach making sure to tell us, hey, really be tuned in for the first 30 seconds of this race so you're in good position. But we've also done some workouts to kind of prepare us for that. So some of our long tempos or tempo efforts, things like that, will start with like a hard K or a hard 600 so that we get used to running with stuff in our legs and get used to getting out fast. So, yeah, we definitely prepare for it, but the bigger focus has been in the races. So every race this year, he's been sure to tell us, make sure you get out really hard from the start. We want to put everybody up there in the top 10. And a lot of that had to do with, because of ACCs, it's always really competitive, and this year it bottlenecks the course bottlenecks pretty soon, and it's downhill. So we went through the mile in about 4:20 in that race. So yeah, which we were not really prepared for that, but the fact that we had been practicing it and thinking about it all year served us well, because we all got out really well, and we ran as well as we could that day. So we just kind of have to have the same focus at NCAAs. Obviously, the NCAA race is a little bit bigger than ACC's just in terms of the number of people there, but it's the same mindset going into it.
Right. Well, has it hit you that this is it? I mean, you got no more after this? Is that real yet, or is that maybe take a couple days afterwards to really sink in?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a little bit. Obviously, you try not to think about it too much, just because you don't want to let emotions get into it. But yeah, I'm mostly excited for it. I think I've had a pretty long career with cross country, and I guess the best way I can kind of describe the end of it is it's going to be very bittersweet, which is, I know that's a cliche thing to say, but obviously I think I'll realize as soon as I cross the line, no matter how well or how, whatever place I run, I think I'll realize that, wow, this is over, because, cross country is much more of a team sport than track is. There's something special about it.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm happy with my career. I'm happy with how it's played out. Obviously, I saw some goals that I want to hit that I haven't hit yet, like getting a top 10 team finish and being an All-American. But, I do think I'll have closure when it's over. I know that's something not a lot of people can have. People wanting to chase post-collegiate running or whatever, but I know for me personally, I think when it's done, I'm ready for it to be done. So at least that's good for me mentally. Yeah.
Do you plan to explore running post-collegiately, or are you going to be done with school and take your academic studies on to that next career, or what are your plans?
Yeah, so right now I'm not planning on running post-collegiately, but if you would have asked me a year ago, my plan was to absolutely run post-collegiately.
Sure.
So, things can change, but as of now, I'm not planning on it, just because I've been doing it for a while, and I guess my competitive drive is it's been depleted a little bit, but I am like kind of exploring the job market a little bit right now. I don't really have any plans for next year yet, but no plans to run post-collegiately as of right now.
And where are you academically? What have you been studying, and what will you have when you finish?
So I majored in economics through undergrad, and I graduated last May with that degree, because UVA student-athletes have to graduate in 4 years, which is kind of a blessing and a curse.
Right.
It makes time management really hard, but it's also good that I've had it done. So right now I'm getting a master's in a statistics program here. So, I kind of feel like I can do a lot of things with that, depending on how I want to spin it on my resume or whatever. But I've done some marketing and sales internships, so I'm hoping to do something kind of related to that in the future.
Yeah, cool. Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, you're at the moment you're still the last Missourian to qualify for Nike Cross Nationals. As Austin Heineman of Lafayette finished 6th on Sunday, and he went through processing as an alternate, and we'll cross our fingers and hopefully he'll get to join you on that list of elite company. But so far you're the last one still. So I know it was heartbreaking just to watch him come up so close, but I'm sure that was a great experience for you, and just one of many that you've had over the great career. And congrats on another great season, and good luck Saturday. We'll be seeing you Saturday.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Hopefully I can, follow up the Nike one with the NCAA one.
Right. Be a high school All-American and now a college one.
Yep, absolutely. That's the goal.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate it, Zach, and good luck Saturday.